You're about to get cancelled. You're about to get this podcast cancelled on our first episode. Trying to think of something that doesn't sound really dodgy or random.
I'm Diego. Is that my line? It is, right?
I'm just going to edit out all of your audio. Speaking of things that are not hot, Diego. Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Diego. Is that my line? It is, right?
That is your line. And welcome to the Superist podcast. So we're going to be talking about what's hot and what's not in the world of digital. And actually, speaking of things that are not hot, Diego.
Well,
you are not hot.
You have a guess or something that you're going to introduce that I'm not aware of?
No, I'm actually really excited for today's topic because we are going to delve deep into the world. Well, not too deep.
Not too deep, please.
Not too deep. We're not experts, let's be honest. But we are talking about NFTs today. So
yeah, we are.
I'm actually looking forward to this conversation because we're both super passionate about the topic. But I guess just to kick things off, WTF is an NFT because there'll be some people listening who are like, what are you talking about? What's an NFT? So I think you can summarize it pretty well.
WTF?
Oh no, do you know what WTF is?
I know what WTF is, but what? Is it an NFT? Well, I don't get it. Is this the quiz already? Is this the quizzing part? We started already with the quizzes.
No. Okay. What's the NFT? Let's start with that.
Okay. What is an NFT? All right, cool. It's a non-fungible token. There you go. And now you explain the rest, Lisa.
No, it's up to you. I reckon non-fungible also does not sound sexy, but I'd say NFTs are sexy. No. So yeah.
WTF if you it sounds it doesn't sound sexy as well, but anyways, it does have a deeper meaning. But a non-fungible token, an NFT. We're hearing all the time NFTs. And I think that the concept, the superficial kind of like concept behind the meaning of NFT is actually easier to understand than it looks. So an NFT is basically that which cannot be replicated. It has a unique value to itself. It's a non-fungible asset. Meaning, what is a fungible asset? So say money, right? If you have $1 and I have $1, we exchange the dollar. It's the same. It's a different piece of paper, but it's still worth the same. Now something like Mona Lisa, a piece of art. It has an inherent value to it. You can have copies of it, but they will never be worth what the original one was. And that is a non-fungible asset or token.
It's actually interesting because I think a lot of people associate NFTs with pixel art and JPEGs and things like that. And it's quite hard, I think, to almost grasp the concept of what an NFT is because it's almost not tangible, like it's not a physical product. And, I think a bit old school because say if I buy a piece of art, I want to be able to touch the art. Like I want to be able to hold it. I want to be able to put it on my wall or put it in my house. Whereas, people are spending millions of dollars on something that is pretty much like a photo. It's like a JPEG on the internet.
Yeah, but if you think about it, and we talked about this before, a lot of art collections are like buried deep in like a safe house or something that no one will ever see again. And it's just there for value for as an investment. And NFTs are, more or less the same kind of stuff. And if you think about how money nowadays, a lot of like the money that we see on the bank accounts and stuff is not real money. It kind of makes sense as well.
I don't think I've had real money in my wallet for such a long. I mean, I don't have a lot of money, but so maybe it's more because I'm poor. But
my money is in my.
But I don't think I've had money in my wallet for so long because I'm so used to using a card, and it almost seems fake, like you're not even transacting with real money.
Yeah, exactly. If everyone was to, remove their money from the bank today, imagine there's not enough money available for everyone as we see it through our bank accounts. So, and the NFTs actually, as you said, although we associate it now with pixelated art, it just goes so much deeper than that, right? The whole concept of where it came from, it's an evolution that we've been talking about a long time from blockchain. And the actual, I think we always start seeing things in the easiest form that we can grasp. So of course now, we're seeing audio, art, all this kind of like, visual assets being converted into NFTs. But the actual use of it is quite limitless. And, that's why I think that we're getting the buzz that we're getting right now. It's just like crypto, just like Bitcoin when it first launched. And I think that a lot of people to this day, like Warren Buffett says, if you invest in something just with the intention of just making money out of it, and there's not an actual use behind it, then it's not really an investment. It's more like a gamble. But blockchain, the different kinds of cryptos that we have today in the market, they exist for a reason, right? And I guess NFTs are heading the same path.
Okay, so I think for some people, they might not actually understand what blockchain is. So, I guess for those of you listening who don't understand it, from what I understand, it's like a digital ledger. So one of the benefits of owning an NFT is that it will get recorded, and the ownership in every transaction that gets recorded from an NFT perspective is going to be on the blockchain. So it's a lot more secure. It's not like a piece of paper certificate that can get replicated. And that's really actually where it ties in nicely into, people who own watches or expensive cars using NFTs as a sense of, or I guess an ability to authenticate products. So I think one of the easiest ways to understand NFTs is to look at brands that have done it, or look at companies that have executed NFT activations but have some sort of tangible asset tied to it. Like the one that, jumps to mind for me is the Dolce & Gabbana one. So during Fashion Week, they released, I think, 9 NFTs, and it was a picture of a crown, a dress, a suit. And you actually, if you bought the NFT, you actually got the dress, or you got the crown, you got a custom made suit. And they sold those 9 NFTs for just under $6 million USD, which is actually crazy. So I think that, and a lot of the big fashion brands have already jumped into it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Coca-Cola did it, right? I think that they sold the NFT. I think that they released 4 initial NFTs, if I'm not mistaken. One of them was like a fridge or something like that. Yeah. And I think that if I'm not mistaken, it's going for like over 4 million now. If I'm not mistaken. Crazy. Yeah. They just sold a piece of land in Decentraland for 13 million. Did you see that? Or that was in reals. I think in dollars it must be a lot less. But it's people literally buying like real estate now in the metaverse already and stuff like that. And
okay, so you're going to have to take a step back and talk about what is the metaverse, because I think some people won't understand what the metaverse is either.
The metaverse is basically a digital reality in itself, forever expanding digital reality, greatly moved by UGC, user-generated content, digital assets. So let's say, there are a lot of applications in the metaverse. Roblox, for instance. People that have kids probably know Roblox very well. There's Facebook's
collab with Roblox.
Yeah. Amazing, huh? Really cool, huh?
Yeah. So Roblox, for those of you who don't have kids like me, I actually didn't even know what that was until I started looking into this. But it's like correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a game. It's like a massive game. And it's pretty much like they've built out this online world. So Nike actually have just collaborated with Roblox to build out Nike Land. So it's effectively pretty much like Disney World, but Nike, but in the metaverse. So the exciting opportunity is that people can be buying things online in the Nike store in the metaverse and dress up their little avatar. So I guess in the metaverse, actually, this is like probably the best way that I've heard the metaverse explained. So say, for example, you're in Brazil, I'm in Australia, pretend I don't know you, you don't know me, and we're on a website. So we're looking on, trying to think of something, doesn't sound really dodgy or random. We're on.
It's got to be a good reason for us to talk to each other if you don't know each other.
I know. Okay, I'm just going to say Net-a-Porter because that's probably what I'm going to be on, a fashion website. I don't know why you'd be on Net-a-Porter. It's a very bad example.
Why not? Love it.
Okay, so you're on Net-a-Porter. I'm on Net-a-Porter.
Great.
And
I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I think.
It's like a fashion website. Okay, let's just use Nike as an example.
Nike, they're great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as everybody knows, Nike has an inbuilt chat resource on their website where strangers can actually chat you.
Okay, forget it. Bad example. Okay. Adidas. Okay, Adidas. So say we're on the Adidas website and I don't even know that you're on the Adidas website. I don't even know you. And then I'm in Australia on the Adidas website and you don't know that I'm on the Adidas website. However, if we were in the Adidas metaverse, then we would be walking around in our little, like with our little avatars, and I'd be able to see you almost like bricks and mortar. And I'd be able to go, hey, I'm from Australia and I'm looking at these shoes.
As people from Australia do.
God, I sound like a dork even in the metaverse. It's not going to plan.
Who hasn't had on a cruise ship just a random Australian coming, hey, how's it going? I'm
Who's on
Australian.
a cruise ship? Oh my God, I just lost all respect for you.
We're talking about the metaverse.
I feel like you've been on a cruise ship. I never want to talk to you again.
I do it in the metaverse.
In the metaverse. So say, for example, in the real world, I can't tell that you're on the Adidas website. In the metaverse, though, I can see you in avatar format on the Adidas website or in the metaverse, and I can say, hey, I'm looking to buy these shoes. I see you're wearing them. Are they really comfortable? And you can interact as if you're in real life. And that's kind of the beauty of the metaverse. And I was talking actually to one of our clients the other day because you spoke about people buying land in the metaverse. So think of it like if you were to buy a billboard here, like say just down the street, whoever drives past is going to see that billboard. And so it's kind of got a limited ability to raise brand awareness. But if you were in the metaverse, the capability of people seeing that just becomes infinite and it's crazy. It's like now
you can
millions.
see something specifically targeted.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's actually crazy. So I think that, but actually our next episode is going to be on the metaverse. So spoiler alert, we can't talk too much, otherwise we'll literally have nothing else to talk about in that next episode. We're using up all of our metaverse knowledge in this one. But back onto the topic of NFTs. So the actual, I guess, interaction between NFTs and the metaverse is you can buy NFTs in the metaverse. And the interesting thing is people are shifting from buying things online to actually buying online things. So the gaming industry, which, I'll get you to talk about because you know more about it, but people are actually buying things that will never leave the metaverse. And I actually heard this example the other day that there was a Gucci bag in real life and there was the same Gucci bag in the metaverse, and someone paid $1,000 more for the Gucci bag in the metaverse, even though they'll never be able to take it out into the real world, which is crazy to me.
It makes sense as well. If we just see what's happening today, a lot of people live digital lives already. A lot of people, live more through Instagram than they do in real life. And TikTok and LinkedIn and all our favorite social media networks. But it's and again, we're gonna get into the gaming topic. But again, I grew up playing a lot of games that introduce a lot of these things that we're seeing today. I used to play Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike, you go and they're loot boxes. To this day, a lot of loot boxes are big things on gaming. Controversial things as well. But basically you get this item. There's a certain uniqueness to this item. And a lot of these items today go for hundreds of thousands of dollars as well. So like skins for, a character or whatever. Fortnite. Imagine that. Like, Ariana Grande doing a whole live, well, not live, but a show on Fortnite. So that's, I think that's exactly where NFTs, gaming, metaverse, and everything connects. They are all connected. They're not just individual random things happening. Blockchain, everything else. And it makes a lot of sense. We're basically cyborgs already with a phone in our hands, right? Like it's what Elon Musk says. It's, you're already, this is your extension. Like, this is your digital extension all the time. The amount of hours that we spend today on the internet, so it makes a lot of sense to me. Just looking at some other trends in the market, such as social commerce. Imagine, like, soon enough, and I really believe that soon enough, websites will sort of like cease to exist, because everything will be so user generated that, like, I'm not going to buy from a brand anymore. I'm going to buy it from an influencer. If I do buy from a brand, it's going to be, like you said, like through a completely immersive sort of like experience. So exciting, scary.
I feel scared, but excited at the same time. I mean, I'm old enough to remember a time before the internet. So, things are changing so rapidly. Shut up.
A time without the internet? What?
You're young still. Like, honestly, you have no idea.
I do remember. Wait, let me stop you right there. I must remind you that I am from Brazil, so the internet here took a little bit longer to get here, and we had dial-up internet up to the ends of the 90s.
Dial-up internet, awful.
I know.
Absolutely awful. I remember like the days of when I'd be downloading a song, like, oh my God, it's only going to take 20 minutes to download a song.
I know it was awful. And then just at the last second, it failed.
Yeah. Or you download it and it's just like some dodgy file. I'm like, damn it. It's like,
I remember being such a gaming fanatic. I'd be mad at my poor granny because she'd call me in the middle of a gaming session and it just dropped me because of dial-up internet. That was a horrible kid. But talking about that kind of stuff, that is a kind of application as all the NFTs have, right? Like, say, music. The thing about NFT is that every time that at least on some applications that we see today, NFTs that are sold, for instance, that they have this inherent like royalty sort of like, thing that traces back to the original creator, and that, that can be applied to the music industry and such, which is a great thing. So an infinite amount of applications there. Due to the funny thing is, a lot of people say, like, what is keeping me from like right clicking an NFT and saving it, like an image? You can right now, you can go and print the Mona Lisa, it doesn't mean that it's the actual thing. So again, it's not something completely new to what we already see around us.
It's just the digitalized version. I shouldn't have attempted that so early in the morning. So I think the interesting thing that I have seen with NFTs is the importance of a community. So if you're a brand and you're wanting to get into NFTs, it's so important that you either have an existing community that you can tap into, or you build a community, because it's almost like, and I was talking to one of our guests was talking about that concept of the secondary market is actually what's more important when it comes to NFTs, because, you can buy something and you can spend $10 million on it, but then if no one wants to buy it for $10 million, it's actually worth nothing.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
So it's important that you have that community who are going to actually buy into your NFTs. And I think we can't, talk about NFTs without talking about CryptoPunks, because they're one of the best known NFTs. But I actually didn't realize that CryptoPunks were originally given away for free. So if you might have heard the term CryptoPunks. If you haven't, it's probably the most well-known NFT community / collection. And they were given away to encourage people to get into crypto and get a wallet, because that's one of the biggest, I'd say, barriers to NFTs, like just not having crypto. And I know that definitely stopped me for a little bit from sort of dipping my toe in the water. But CryptoPunks now are huge, and I don't even know why they sort of blew up, because there's a lot of projects which are really similar, but it's effectively 10,000 different little JPEGs, so to speak, but they're NFTs.
Pixelated JPEGs,
Yeah, and it's crazy. They all have different little traits and they have different values, but like people have created, like, pretty much tied their identity to their CryptoPunk. So it's pretty crazy to see that, effectively what's a piece of paper, not a piece of paper, like a piece of art, like digital image, can be worth millions of dollars.
Yeah. And now the cheapest CryptoPunk you can get is over $200,000, as far as I know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's actually probably a pretty good investment. Actually, Visa bought a CryptoPunk.
Yeah, you said that in the podcast, right? Yeah, that's amazing, huh?
Yeah, glad you're listening.
You see? But yeah, absolutely. At least on the formats that we see today and the applications that we see for NFTs, the sort of like hype that you build around it is, and again, I always like to use this example. I really do. It's just like, in my opinion, it's just like Pokemon trading cards. It really is. Like like imagine 20 years ago.
Pokemon? Oh my God.
I was. Oh my God.
I have lost what little respect I have.
Well, let me tell you something. If I had a original Charizard, Pokemon trading card, you wouldn't say that kind of stuff because they go for over $1 million now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's how you flex today nowadays. But the
thing is, you don't have one.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't. But basically, it's this sort of like, again, this community. It's this hype that is built around it. And overall, what happens to a company like Pokemon, for instance, by creating such let's say a strong community and a strong sense of brand as well, because you might not like Pokemon, but everyone knows about Pokemon nowadays. Pokemon Go was one of our first interactions with AR. And, the most popular game and app at its time. And it's this sense of community, this building, this engagement that you get from users that is priceless for a brand as well. It goes way beyond selling, like you said, something for $100,000. This is just, again, it's if a brand has the capability of getting people interested, it's almost a must in today's time, and soon enough, the next few years to come. And it's amazing because you get like such a driven community like Nike's, and then you have now they're gonna do a bunch of NFTs on NBA, on the NBA, on the Premier League and stuff like that, and blah blah blah, for all the brands that they do sponsor, for instance, right? Imagine that, like what a fan from, I don't know if Liverpool is actually a Nike brand, but what they wouldn't do to have, I don't know. I'm the worst guy to talk about football, even though I'm Brazilian. Name a Liverpool player, Lisa.
I honestly, if you said I'll give you $1 million if you could name a Liverpool player, I would not.
I thought you were gonna say like
Beckham. I reckon Man U.
No, I think he was Manchester. I think.
Yeah,
I don't
Manchester
know.
United.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, Liverpool, Boris Johnson, like the best player. I know.
I literally know nothing about soccer. Sorry.
Yeah, well, let's stick to NFTs because I don't know anything as well. But
fashion is fine.
But, Nike is kind of fashion. So
are you Nike or Adidas?
Nike. I say Nike.
My respect for you. What little I had just went up a tiny bit. So Adidas just announced a collaboration with Coinbase, and they just bought land in the Sandbox. So Coinbase is a crypto trading platform, and the Sandbox is a metaverse company. So they're definitely going to be going head to head with Nike. But I guess if you're a brand looking to get into NFTs, then I would recommend, like, you need to either have the community or be able to build one. You can build them on platforms like Discord, it's almost like social. How would you describe Discord? You're probably better off to describe Discord.
Discord. I'm gonna give my view on Discord, and most probably a lot of people would disagree with me and say, "What the hell is he talking about?"
Are you about to get cancelled? Are you about to get this podcast cancelled on our first episode?
No. I'm gonna try and behave. But I'd say that Discord is like the child of Twitch and Reddit.
Oh, that's a good explanation.
So it's basically a community driven by groups, forums, and stuff on certain topics. Deeply involved in with a good, let's say, good involvement involvement with the gaming community.
Yeah. Which is actually interesting because I feel like the NFT community have jumped onto Discord and they're using it as a way to build community. But Discord tried to tease, I think the owner of Discord said, I think they were trying to tease NFT integration and the community was like, the Discord community was like, hell no. So I'd be interested to see.
Really?
Yeah, it was a massive controversy. Yeah. So I don't know if he's.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's not like they probably get annoyed because Discord's massive in the gaming world, so they're probably annoyed that the whole NFT community have come over to start using it. But NFT is massive on Twitter. I personally love NFT on LinkedIn. I find it like much easier to consume content. I've seen big communities grow on Instagram, for example. So that sense of community is going to be really important, and then nurturing the community because that's where the value is going to come, that secondary community, but also being aware of your brand's values because when you're jumping into something like this, you can't just make it look like, oh shit, we need to get onto NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do something. You know, say for example, if your brand is really tied to sustainability, then you need to pick a platform or a blockchain which is, going to be really sustainable because not everyone is, efficient. So they're not going to be as sustainable. So I think things like that is really cool. And also think about if you're going to do NFTs, this isn't a fad. Like this is like really changing the digital this is leading the digital asset revolution. So don't think of it as just a one-off, a PR grab, although it is a huge PR opportunity at the moment. Think of it as like an ongoing thing that you can do to really engage your community. So I look at The Matrix, they've just released, by the time this podcast comes out, 100,000 NFTs on the 30th of November, for $50, and it's going to look, so people get their NFTs and it'll look like just a person in the real world. And then on the 16th of December, you can choose to take the red pill or the blue pill. And if you take the red pill, your NFT will turn into a Matrix resistance fighter. So things like that, it's incredible. So yeah, I think a lot to keep an eye on in the space. But to finish off, I'm going to give you
here you go.
An NFT slang quiz.
Okay.
And if you get all of them right, you will get a prize.
Okay. Start with the easy one.
I don't know what the prize is yet, but
okay.
I'll think of something.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, maybe an NFT.
Yeah. I'll set up for a crypto fund.
Okay. So Diego actually doesn't know what I'm going to ask him, but these are slang terms used in the NFT community. So I thought this would be a good way to finish off because you can learn. And I'll admit, I just learned a lot of these pretty much when I was doing this research. So I'm not exactly better than you.
Okay.
But I think it's a really good way to actually learn the lingo and make it sound like you're an NFT pro. So you can casually drop this in conversation.
Let's do it.
So
one question. Did you get this from a reputable, trustworthy, credible source? Get it from MindGag or from
Let's go with credible, reputable source. Okay. First word is alpha.
Oh, alpha. I do know alpha. Wait, I do know alpha. Alpha. I don't know alpha. What is it?
Okay, so if you've got NFT alpha, if you're dropping NFT alpha, that's actually kind of like intel or information.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. So I would say there's a lot of alpha dropped on this podcast, not by you, but by me.
Yeah. Well, there you go. One other one by you. Okay.
Yeah. No, just kidding. Okay. So here's an acronym. GMI. What does that stand for? GMI.
Good bait, innit?
Okay, that's definitely not it.
Okay.
It stands for God, this is actually not you, because it stands for it's a term to describe projects or collectors who are going to make it and succeed in the NFT space. So it actually is short for gonna make it. So you are NGMI. So you're NGMI, which is the next one. So you can probably have a guess at what that stands for.
Not gonna make it. Never gonna make it.
I think
never gonna.
That's not going to make it, but I think you're actually never going to make it. So you're NGMI and I'm
in life.
Never going to make it. So you're NGMI. If you see Diego, definitely let him know he's NGMI. I'm happy to be GMI. So next one is mint.
Mint, to mint an NFT, to create an NFT.
Yeah, pretty close. I'll give you half a point for that.
Okay, the action of minting is to pretty much transform, let's say, like a piece of art or whatever, and then introducing it into the blockchain. Help me. And then actually turning it into an NFT. There you go.
That's actually pretty close. So I think the interesting thing, and this sort of ties back to another probably good way to describe NFTs is trading cards. So minting means when you buy an asset or an NFT asset pre-sale price. So think of it in a way that you can buy it before you almost know what it is. So it's like, when you buy a pack of trading cards, you can rip it open and you have no idea what's going to be in there. That's kind of like what minting is. So yeah, half a point for that. You're doing really well so far.
Thank you. I'm waiting for the easy ones now.
You're going to die. This one. I would die. I feel like this is you. Paper hands.
Paper hands. Well, okay. My dad used to call me lettuce hands because I everything that he threw for me to catch, I let it fall and break. So he used to call me lettuce hands. I don't know what a paper hand is.
That's actually kind of similar. It's so paper hands is a term used to describe people who panic and quickly sell their NFT assets. That's 100% you.
There you go. That was right. You. That is always right.
Okay, this is probably, so I'll give you a hint. This is the opposite of paper hands. Diamond hands.
Is it a hodler? Is it like a, do you know what a hodler is?
No.
Boom. There you go.
Hey, I'm the one asking questions.
There you go. Did a little flipperoo on you. You don't know what a hodler is.
I'm not liking this.
There you go. In crypto, a hodler is someone that holds onto and to the moon. So very few, probably one person out of a billion people would say mooning. But a hodler is someone that holds it and waits for it to grow in value. So I'm taking that diamond hands as someone that does the same.
Yeah. Look at you.
Wow. I got 1.5 out of 5?
Diamond hands is used to describe people who have the guts to write out a project over the long term through the ups and the downs of its pricing. A
hodler. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So what does floor mean?
Floor.
The floor. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, actually, you kind of just got it.
There you go.
Almost.
That's what I was going to say. It's when something can go any lower in value, or when it's reached an all-time low. When someone did a Diego.
Oh my God! Can we please petition to rename for Diego? You're actually pretty close. I'll give you a point for that. So it's the lowest price available for an asset in a set. So say if you go on to somewhere like OpenSea. Yeah. So I gave you a full point. So if you go on to things like OpenSea, you will see a floor when you're looking at collections, and that means it's the lowest price available. Otherwise now known as the Diego price, the absolute lowest you can go. The lowest you can go in life.
In every possible way.
It's actually impossible to go lower than
no lower. You have
Diego.
to dig a hole.
Okay, we're almost at the end, so only a couple more left. So then you'll be put out of misery. Okay, gas.
Gas. Like gas fees. Basically, gas fees is what you pay for a transaction. That's what you have to pay for for whoever is providing the transaction, the let's say in a do you call it a book leverage? No, whatever. Well, whoever is doing that transaction for you gets paid a fee, and that's a gas fee.
Yeah, good one. Okay, now
come on, is there anything harder?
Oh, come on, you've failed so far. Okay, so how about PFP?
PFP.
Keep it clean.
Pay. Yeah, I was like, pay for play.
Okay. Nowhere near close. It stands for profile pic. So interestingly, a lot of people you'll see will use their NFTs, especially the super rare ones, as their profile pic. So if you hear PFP, then that's what it stands for. And Twitter are actually allowing people now to authenticate their PFP.
That's insane, huh? That's really cool.
They're actually integrating that you can show your NFT collection or your wallet as well on Twitter.
Twitter, the worst social media ever invented. There you go.
Don't cancel us, Jack Dorsey.
Please.
Okay, to finish off, what is a DAO?
A DAO is just a singer. You never heard of her?
A DAO? God. Can we just say, just before this call, we were talking about Macas. Oh, what do you call it? I can't even remember what they call it. Mackie in Brazil. It's actually really cute. So we're talking about Macas because I had Macas this week, and Diego was talking about how sometimes he drives
here we go.
to Macas late at night, sits in his car eating McDonald's, listening to Adele and crying. So that's really the definition of doing a Diego. That's very sad.
It's impressive that I didn't tell you about Adele and crying, and yet you nailed it.
Yeah. I can actually imagine you singing Easy on Me by Adele, which is actually an amazing song for the shower on a side note. So, okay, Dow, just to finish up, tell me, you've got to know Dow. Well, actually, this is a pretty hard one to finish up on.
Dow, like, can you...
D-A-O-L. D-A-O.
D.
What does it stand for?
A-O. Dow.
Yeah.
Is it an NFT?
So it stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization, which doesn't sound sexy. But what it is when a group of people or companies pull together to then actually buy something. So say, for example, you might want to buy a CryptoPunk, but you might not have enough money, so you can form a DAO. So you can actually get a group of people together and say, let's pool our money so we can buy a CryptoPunk.
Okay. So you can hit up Adele and buy a CryptoPunk. That's cool.
Adele doesn't need to have a DAO. She can definitely afford a CryptoPunk. So anyway, hopefully you learned something, because I definitely learned something.
100%.
And hopefully our listeners learned something, because we want you to listen to more episodes. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. If you like what you heard, and hopefully you did, please like and subscribe. Give us a rating.
Do it.
It doesn't have to be 5 stars. I mean, whatever you think, but definitely 5 stars would be great.
Do it having a McDonald's at the car park and putting some thought into it.
Oh my God. If you give anything less than 5 stars, Diego will literally be in Macca's tonight crying.
I'll
so
eat a chicken nugget for each bad review that we get.
Seriously, otherwise Diego's going to be NGMI if you don't give us 5 stars.
I'm already flooring.
But thanks again, guys. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to be talking about the metaverse, and also we've got some exciting guests coming on, so it won't just be the two of us talking shit. So looking forward to sharing some more NFT alpha with you, or just digital alpha, hopefully.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Lisa.